Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we go back to the range to sling a little lead. We even have a special guest show up. After that we discuss bees again with members of the Blount County Bee Association. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come go with us on this episode of The Good Life. Alright, so we got a couple of fishing bobbers hanging up on the range. We're going to see if we can hit them with a pistol.
Hey!
He hit it!
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, you got one.
Hit.
I guess you hit it.
Oh, he got it!
Oh, Brian's fist, get him. Brian's fist, get him. What? What is this? Holy shit, it's Joe Biden. Oh, he just sniffed his hair. Joe Biden is such a pervert.
This is 8 frame. The only difference between 8 frame and 10 frame is 10 frame, this distance, the width of this box is 16¼ inches, and if it's 8 frame, I think it's 13½ inches or something. The inside dimension determines the bee space, and bee space is, can I say it's the most fundamental concept in beekeeping?
It's the most fundamental concept in the Langstroth hive.
Yes, okay, exactly. It's more important to observe the queen's laying, her pattern, the density, the consistency, the size of her laying pattern is much more important than seeing the queen. Seeing the queen just tells you, yeah, you got a queen. You don't know if she's any good or not. Her brood pattern tells you if she's a good queen. Today she can have a great brood pattern and she's a really good queen. A month from now you might look at her and say, whoa, what happened to this queen? If her brood pattern breaks down, it becomes spotty, and this depends on the time of the year. Today, we're March, we should be seeing lots of good brood. When you get to September and October, you can't look in there and say, hey, this queen is failing, there's no brood. No, not at all. That time of the year, she starts slowing down. They don't want to carry a large population of workers through the winter. And they don't carry any drones through the winter, sometimes several areas. All right, back to the box sitting here. This is symbolic. Usually I have a half of a concrete block on top because this type lid is not very heavy. And this just keeps it from blowing off. This is a 8-frame lid. It's called a telescoping lid. Another type of lid is migratory, and it just doesn't have these sides to it. It enables the migratory beekeeper to stack these hives, jam up against each other, which you couldn't do with these lids. If you put 2 of these hives together like this with these lids, you put a ratchet strap over both of them and start it ratcheting down, this lid is going to pop up like that. All right. I have used this method and it works. Something to just keep this from going down against that opening. Pretend this is full of, this has got 3 quarts of sugar syrup in it, and you've closed it off. And when you lay it down like that, there will be an air bowl right here in the middle. And you take the best thing is a razor blade, but something very sharp, and you take it, say that's a knife blade. You can go, just do like that, and make a slit through the air bubble. The air will come right out, but the syrup doesn't come out. And the bees will suck that bag dry. I don't know how they do it, but you come back in 2 or 3 days, depends on, if there's no nectar flow, they will clean this bag out in a day or 2. If there's a nectar flow, they may not touch it.
Why can you not get a gallon?
What now?
Why can you not get a gallon in
Yeah. Okay, you can try putting a gallon in there.
there? Oh, I have.
Okay.
Well, I use a gallon.
When you cut the slit, did any syrup come out?
Yes.
Well, I cut the slit and no syrup comes out.
But let's back up. Now, you said you can't put a gallon in there.
All right, I'm corrected.
So, okay.
I'm corrected.
So what comes out?
Oh my gosh.
Let's keep him on track, because we got bedtime coming.
Okay. I suggest you put 3/4 of a syrup, 3/4 of a gallon of syrup in it.
That's right.
3 quarts. If you want to put 4 quarts, Bill says you can do it. Okay. This is an inner cover. Different kinds of frames. In this box, this is the kind of frame that I use. It's a wooden frame with beeswax foundation. The beeswax foundation is wired vertically. Those darker wires that run up and down, they come in the foundation. It's manufactured that way. Wooden frame, wax foundation, cross-wired, ripple-wired Verzo foundation. It's got a wedge. That piece of wood right there came out, and you put it back, and it's holding the little hooks on the ends of these vertical wires. There's a little hook, and it's holding it, and then it's stapled. Can you see the staples there? Here is a reason why you want to cross-wire them. Do you see that piece of how the foundation is curved? Okay. If you give the bees this frame, they will draw out that comb in a curve. They don't care. They say, okay, here is the foundation. Here, they don't call it foundation. Here's somebody who's already started this comb for us, and they complete it. And if it was in a curve, they complete it in a curve. Okay. Right now, it's barely sticking out from the side of the frame. You see that? It's just out here just a tiny little bit. When they grow it out, it's going to be sticking out another 3/4 of an inch. And when you use it and you pick it up, it's going to rub against the next side frame. And if you don't mean to be extracting right then, you tore open a bunch of honeycomb. This other side that's curved in like this, they're going to draw out the frame adjacent to it. They're going to draw it out into this bee space. When you pull this one out, it's going to scratch against the one next to it. If you use plastic foundation, put a little bit more wax on it. When the bees draw it out, you will not be able to identify it as plastic or wax if you can get the bees to draw it out. And we come to a queen excluder. Hal mentioned it Thursday night. Some people refer to this as a honey excluder. The guy who taught me to use a queen excluder. I have pretty much always used a queen excluder. And I haven't found any, well, I should say this. I have never set up a hive without a queen excluder to see if they made more honey. All right, with that said, I use queen excluders. Queen excluder, and this one's very clean, by the way. It's been on a hive, but it's very clean. If you've seen some of mine, half of this thing is closed off. The theory is workers can go between these wires and the queen can't. You got one? All right, screen bottom board. Notice that there, can you see that groove right there?
That's good for
Right.
winter time.
What's that?
Slide a board in there for
Yeah.
winter time.
Yeah. Now, one board you can slide in there is simply to change it from screen bottom board to a solid bottom board in the winter time to aid in keeping the hive from being quite as cool. However, the bees do not heat the box. They heat their cluster. So that really is not really valid that you're keeping cold air out of the box, because the bees they are not heating the air in the box. They're heating their cluster.